one on the FM band. Those who are listening on and watching on www.rootsfmja.com. And of course, those who are on Facebook, Facebook Live, yeah, we welcome you too. So this is a Job, Wealth, and Health Creation segment. And of course, we're still celebrating International Women's Month. And, as I said, it's a launch for International Women because we celebrate women all year long. So this is the launching pad for the rest of the year. All right? So, without further ado, as we like to say, at 10:31, we say thank you to our Facebook family. Yes, thanks for locking in. Thanks to my co-producer, Aisha Elliott, and everybody else who sees it fitting to be a part of this show. And these people, what I'm going to go to right now, our family, yeah, they're part of the Roots family. And look at the royalty over there. Look at the royalty over there. The king is there smiling wildly, and the queen is there also looking really royal. So we welcome Jessica Mbanjeni. You know I'm not getting it right, but I will eventually. My brother Claude is here also. I'm going to have to work, do some more tongue exercises for sure to get that correct. Yeah. Greetings!
Greetings in the name of Africa, my beginning, Africa, my ending.
Yes.
So good to be back here.
Yes.
But you baby,
yeah. that laugh you have there, man, it's just it's so gutsy, Well, welcome back to Roots FM. Welcome back to Roots RV. Welcome back to Jamaica.
Thank you, Jamrock. Jamaica, no problem, man.
No problem, man. We absolutely have no problems when we see you.
The most beautiful island in the world.
Yes. Right, Claude?
Most definitely.
It's the most beautiful island. So, you came back, it would be a little over a week ago, right? You've been traveling. You've been really hitting Jamaica a lot. What is it why you keep coming back to Jamaica? Well, we want to go to Africa, but you keep coming back to Jamaica. We know we're a piece of Africa, but tell us.
In order for you to get to Africa, you need to be ready.
You need to understand your story. You need to own your story. You need to have your story and be ready to tell your story. So we need this story. We need the confidence. We need the inspiration of the story of this island, Jamaica, which is an African island, because Utunkwame Nkrumah, I am not an African because I was born in Africa, but I am an African because Africa was born in me. We want this African story as the Africans in Africa, because it's the story across the seas and oceans. It's the story in this powerful island of Jamaica. We have the beautiful story that we need to tell. That is before the story happened, before the Jamaica story happened.
Right. Oh, yeah.
We need to share. We need to go back to the roots. When Marcus Garvey say, go back to Africa, it's going back to the roots, going back to the basics of who we are, telling the stories of our culture, telling the stories of how powerful we are as the people. The human capital that has made the world to be what it is today. There is no America without Africa. There is no Britain without Africa. There is no Europe without Africa. In the world, I believe in Asia and Africa. The authenticity, the divinity. And there is no Asia without Africa. The world is Africa.
The world is Africa. And we absolutely felt that, we saw that, we embraced that when we saw you walk into that auditorium on Sunday in tribute to the icon poet, Muta Baruka. When we saw you enter and we felt your energy before we even saw you, that was what it embodied. All of that it embodied. And I know you came in to be a part of that tribute, and I know my brother Muta was absolutely overwhelmed with that. All of us were overwhelmed in that auditorium.
I don't know that you're in the island. I'll be arriving for a day. And there's no reason for me to repeat it again, because When I've said it, I know that I'm going to do it.
Ashe.
And I'm here now. He couldn't believe it.
He was like in total
Because
shock.
he knows how far South Africa is.
Yes.
And how much interrogation we go through on the way.
You do get a lot of
It is
interrogation.
not easy. It is not easy, but through our compassion and dedication to make the world to become a better place, we soldier on.
Yeah.
We go on. A law of resilience. We soldier on. I tell you, it is not easy on the borders.
Absolutely, but it is something that you must do. You're committed to doing, and so we absolutely salute you for doing. Every time we see you, we are like, wow, you are us and we are you, and we just feel so wholesome and so holistic. How did you feel when you were in there? You spoke. You were one of the speakers, but another thing that we have to acknowledge that you did is that every time there was a speaker, whether it's a minister or it was a representative from the South African embassy or so, you stood up and you did what were you saying? What was that welcome all about?
In our culture, before the speaker convey messages, the ancient of poetry gives a guide. The ancient of poetry paves the way so that people can be ready, their souls can be ready. So the ancient of poetry, the praise poet, it prepares the people so that they cannot just literally looking at the people, but they must listen with the spiritual eyes, with the spiritual ears, and look at these people with the spiritual eyes, because we have our politicians that we know that they owe us our priorities, but they are the voice of the reason.
Putting it mildly. Go ahead.
They are the voice of the reason. They are our leaders, and they are not just chosen by the people, but it's the divine it's the divine appointment that they should be there. Therefore, they have their own mistakes, but they are striving on. Therefore, it is our duty, spiritually and mentally, to find the ways on how we can partner and make the world a better place to live in. In fact, how to take responsibility. So the praise poet does that in our culture. Before the event starts, the praise poetry comes in. When the speakers are about to speak, and it would be many of us, in most cases.
So I can just imagine how powerful that is. When you have, like many praise poets affirming and chanting, that must be amazing.
Indigenously, I'm telling you, the other one will be coming with another angel.
Kuba kaloku! So kuba kaloku, it's all because.
Yeah.
And the other one will be coming. Tina ketosas, you're so tukanganto. That means we are not perplexed and surprised of where we are, because we know where we come from and we know where we are going. So it always prepares the people. So a different one will be coming from the other angle. With another way of saying things. Imagine, so that means soldier on, we are here and we are going forth, we are going forward. So all these praises from these praise poets are actually preparing the people in different ways so that we can be able to agree on the progress for the prosperity of our people, because we are the agents, and we are the agents of change.
So even though we didn't understand the language when you were speaking, always, I mean, of course we don't speak the language. There's something that happens to us. There's a feel. We're feeling something, even though we don't necessarily know what you're saying. So the energy. So when you were in that auditorium to pay tribute to Mutabaruka, we didn't understand the language, but absolutely we felt an energy, and we know it was something really good. We know it was something really good. Claude, you're in the house. What were your feelings on Sunday?
First of all, I must thank you very much for having me. And I must say congratulations to Muta Baruka on such a tremendous milestone. Being it Women's Month, to have the likes of a Jessica Mbangini flying in all the way from South Africa over many lands and seas. Indeed, Muta is such an individual that is worthy of such praises. So I must say congratulations again. It was an awesome experience for me to be able to stand in a filled Kingston Technical High School, filled to max. When I got there at 10 o'clock in the morning, it was bubbling over. And I stayed there till way into the night. And to see all the greats, the Cesar Kalanji, the big youth, you know what I mean, all the greats, the Sister P all the way from Portland, you know what I mean, it brings joy to my heart to know that we are celebrating our own here in Jamaica, and not just doing it when he's dead, but while he's alive. So you can see all the praises that is being bestowed upon him. So it was a wonderful experience.
And he's actually a part of that, his family. His daughter's presentation was very moving, his children and grandchildren, because they were so grateful. They had all this gratitude because they knew that you're doing it while my dad's still here. And we can also, you know, tell him how we feel, how much we love him while he's still here. So that is what is deep, and that is the greatest thing, you know, for sure.
We saw also the likes of a Capleton.
Oh, yes.
Perform and to give his honors. And you know something? The powers of Muta Baruka has set Capleton free. He's free of all charges that was laid against him. So Sunday is a beautiful day. The likes of Jessica Mbangini and of course the likes of Capleton being free. It is indeed a great, powerful moment. Yes, it is.
So there's this energy within the universe that is creating all of this good.
Well, when Jessica comes to Jamaica, you know, Sister Denise, she brings all the energy the world has ever seen. You know, we went to a lot of places, and everywhere she went, it is like great reception. They love her. That's why she keep coming back.
We all love her so
Jessica.
much. Yeah, we love
And
Jessica.
very soon you will be crossing over. It will be your turn.
Yes.
It will be your turn very, very soon.
I am so ready.
Have you ever been to any parts of Africa?
Oh, God. I don't know what you're going to do with yourself.
I'm going to cry.
Yeah, that's what I did when I first went to the Gambia. I bawled. I bawled like a baby. And I went down on my knees and bawled.
That feeling of coming home, yeah?
And then when we went, we had gone with Muta and Sizzler, so you know that all that energy, all that power was there as well. It was absolutely beautiful. And I went to Senegal as well. So you're here with us, but what has been happening? Because we follow you on social media, and we see a whole heap of things going on. Nothing. You're such a celebrity.
Well, a friend of mine by the name of John Thompson, his wife celebrated a birthday recently.
Yes.
And it was an honor to have the likes of Jessica, George Nooks, and Peter Metro in
How
the
did you
house.
do that? How did you do that, Claude?
Simple. It's magical. All I have to say to Jessica, Jamaica. So when?
Yeah.
But she was actually booked for this show, actually,
Right,
and
yes.
she came to Jamaica and she did a remarkable job. Today I'm taking her to Zion Hill, which is Bubba Hill. We have an appointment at 2 o'clock. And later on in the afternoon, I'm taking her to see her friend, Jaboniwela.
Yes.
You know, she knows that he's Hill, and she's here to pay respect to him.
Right, yeah. Call him up.
So it's a pretty powerful day.
You know what's happening later on today too in Montego Bay?
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of that road? Oh Lord, it just cleared. The bottom road there. They call it bottom road, right?
It's location.
Yes, that road. That road.
Renamed to
Yeah, the Jimmy Cliff. It's a big event this evening, boy. If you guys could get down there, you should really try. It starts at 5 o'clock.
I
Yeah.
actually wanted to do that event too.
Yeah, I know,
Because
but
I performed with Jimmy Cliff in South Africa.
listen to me, Claude. You have to make it happen. You're gonna have to make it happen. The day is young. Claude, I know you can do it. You create magic, right?
And my minister will be happy to see me there, Minister Babsi.
Yes, 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 yeah. It's a big
And
deal.
it's always good for me to know how much Jamaica, as the change, the revolution that is happening here, and to be part of it,
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
part
yeah,
of this history,
of course.
to see how things are done, and to observe how people are treasuring their own story, their own people whilst we are still alive. Because most writers and musicians in South Africa, because of the colonial system that is still oppressing us, we only treasure them when they are gone. The likes of Hugh Masekela, we never recognize them. The likes of Miriam Makeba, we never recognize them and give them a fitting tribute to them once they're still alive for the contribution that they have played in the struggle defending our freedom. So this is powerful. This is not just a renaming or misusing, but regaining strength, identify with the environment, teaching our children the importance of our environment so that they can realize the worth that is in our environment. In South Africa, we export alu. We don't even know that we're exporting it. It's big.
What is that?
Alu.
What is aloe?
Alu is for aloe vera.
Oh, aloe vera.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm telling you, they are ripping us off our aloe in America. The chamomile, lots and lots of raw natural vegetation that is medicinal to make products, to make teas and all that, and sell it to us in triple rands and rands, and it's millions and millions of those products that are coming out, even the stones, even the soil, even the minerals. We've got, Kuti, we've got more than 32 minerals in South Africa.
Wow.
And we are only taught about gold, copper, diamond, what's this, iron ore. I'm telling you, we've got precious stones, more than 32 precious stones. And young people are not in mining. It's around our environment. It's things that we sit upon, but they come and dig, and we come across a lot of diseases and infections. We can't protect. There can't be what you call user-friendly ways of dealing with the people and trade in a correct way that will benefit the people on a social space and also economically. So Jamaica is a very, very small island, a very big country in terms of the reception that is getting from all over the world. So each and every street corner, the young people, the citizens should be aware of its value. Because I'm telling you, when you get to Africa, we want to talk to you. And after talking to you, we're going to give you something. And you are going to buy it as a souvenir. And we are left empowered. So in Jamaica, in each and every street corner, who is sitting there is a Jamaican. A beautiful, charismatic, loud, with a beautiful accent. But at the end of the day, the tourist is passing by because you've got nothing in your hand that says, this is a souvenir, so that you can always tell the story of Jamaica, and then people left empowered. Instead, we become, when you are hungry, I was telling Claude that he must not talk to me before I have breakfast. Because
What happens?
because I get pissed off so quickly. So imagine when somebody has not even eaten, has gone to bed without a slice of bread, is waking up with that hunger. Hunger changes your attitude.
An angry man, they say. So that's so true.
Yes.
You're just talking about one meal.
Mm,
We can't talk to you, but we know people haven't eaten days, weeks. So, that explains a lot about what's happening in our environment. And this has to be dealt with. It has
So
to be
with
dealt
the
with.
model of development that we are bringing in Jamaica, I know that we are going to make a change.
Yes.
Because Jamaica is the island of story. People when they come here, they want a story.
Yes.
So we are going to create those stories. We are going to make those stories. We are going to tell those stories as a collective. That's one another thing that we need to understand, that one. There's no man who's an island. We need to think in a collective manner. We need to complement each other. Socially, nje, easy, without expecting to gain anything.
Yes.
Let us build our characters. Let us develop a sense of appreciation, a sense of love, a sense of protecting each other. Because when we get into the business, a business cannot go forth if we are going to stab each other at the back. Because we are still going to have weaknesses, we are still going to have failures, but we need each other's backs all the time. We need to love each other. A cooperative, in South Africa, we've got a model that is called cooperative. In cooperatives, it has not been easy in the past 10, 15 years, because
Is that like when you say cooperative, is that like co-op?
yes,
Expound on that a bit. What
yes,
does
it's
that
a co-op.
mean? Okay.
So it's called cooperative.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll find good people have had their own priorities and intentions away from the vision. It's all because as the people we have differences, but in terms of the implementation, we are bringing our different expertise. Therefore, there is no head of a degree, a head of masters, a head of what you call, of anything, of any experience. We just need to gather our expertise in the name of Ubuntu and center Ubuntu as the head that can lead the progress of this development. So that's why I love to go to these events. It's not to shine, but to sit over there and observe, and also try by almost to breathe the spirit of Ubuntu.
Yes.
Just by thought of just being there.
But that happened on Sunday for sure. That spirit was there in a huge way on Sunday. You know. And I know you said you're going to the B&D, you're going to Zion Hill.
Zion Hill, yes.
What is it? What is the reason for going there this morning? Is there
Oh,
a special...
well, we have taken Jessica on a spiritual journey. We took her to many different places.
Right.
We took her to the Era Circle, where most of our eras are. We took her to the Paul Bogle Shrine in St. Thomas. We took her to the courthouse, where behind the courthouse, over 437 people were buried in a mass grave, one of the biggest mass graves in the Caribbean. We took her to Portland, to Seminole, where the dungeons of Seminole, which was built over 400 years ago, houses slaves. Slaves were murdered, whipped, killed in that dungeon. And then we took her to the actual grave site of Nani. So we took Jessica on a spiritual journey over there. Then we took her to where Rastafari started, with Percival Howell at Pinnacle.
Yes.
And it was a beautiful day we spent up there with the Rastafarian. Now she really wants to experience Bubba Hill or Zion Hill, where the Honorable Marcus Garvey, His Imperial Majesty, and Prince Manuel as God Almighty. So I think she needs to get that kind of experience to come full circle.
Yes, yes.
You know, she went to Montego Bay, where the Carl Garden massacre took place last year, and she actually performed at the 50th anniversary.
Yes.
And that was tremendous. So we wanted her to have a complete visit to see and feel the energies of our ancestors, and to take them back to Africa, to our African people, because that's where they came from originally.
Well, you know, Claude, here in Jamaica, to Jessica, I mean, I know you're friends, but I know it is much more than that. I don't know what to call it. Is it a road manager? There's something that happens that when she comes to Jamaica, the role that you play, that's very, very important. No, I'm serious, because what is important about it too as well, Jessica, is that it's being documented. That is so key, that you're making sure that wherever you go, it's good for all of us, not only Jessica. It's good because, and it's good for you, but it's all being documented. You know how powerful that is? To have this legacy.
I remember
there.
My dear sister Denise, a friend of hers, we actually saw the Seminole, the cave dungeons of Seminole. And when she saw Jessica going into the four corners of the cave and placing these balls, and then the spirit came through her, and tears rolling down Jessica's eyes, because she get into those state of mind. She cried in front of Sam Sharp shrine. She cried at the 437 mass grave burial in St. Thomas. And people gravitate to that. The fan was saying every time she watched that, she can just imagine what our ancestors went through. So it's a great thing that we captured those moments. And it's not rehearsed or planned or anything. It's spontaneous.
It's just what it is, right?
That's what it is.
We only have like 5 minutes to go, believe it or not. A half hour is done already, But, you're a praise poet. We'd like to hear a poem. We really would, if you're feeling the energy of that. We really would love to.
Okay, authentically, I don't know if you'd like to play the Winnie
I have
Madikizela
that.
Mandela.
Yeah, I have it lined up
Okay,
right
all
here.
right.
I'm just hoping that the quality is the first. You said 2. All of them is it right?
Yes, the other one is I'm an African.
All right. So the first one you said, of course, I am an African. The second one is a tribute to Winnie. When was this written, Jessica?
I wrote this I think on the way from Jamaica to South Africa to bury Umama Winnie Madikizela
I
Mandela.
remember when you were here.
Yes,
Yeah, when she transitioned.
yes.
All right. Let's see if we can. Because sometimes when it comes on WhatsApp, let's get this together. You're in tune to Roots FM 96.1 on the FM band, and we are going to be listening to a tribute from Jessica that was done for our dearly beloved sister, Winnie Mandela. All right, it's going to take a little while. Let's bring it up. But you're going to be here for a couple of weeks, and Claude is going to have you real busy.
Most definitely.
That I know for sure.
Yes.
And, at this time, I think it's very important for you to do also some school visits. I know you probably have that in mind, because we're very concerned about our children. Even the Haile Selassie School, about a week or 2 ago, a youngster was stabbed to death, and the energy needs to go. There needs to be affirmations and prayers at these different points at our schools. And so I'm praying and pleading with you that you could incorporate some of the inner city schools, even if it's a spontaneous move to just go there, and even at the gate or at the wall or something. But there needs to be some affirmations and prayers, even here in our community. I'm so happy that you're here, because the energy will surround the community. We need it in our community as well. Okay, hold on. All right, we're going to take that from the top. You're in tune to Reach FM 96.1 on the FM band. We're going to take it from the top. Let's do this. All right. Rootsology coming up in just a minute, or a couple minutes I should say. We will have our repeat broadcast or Protect the Future campaign. All right, we're going to try one more time and see if we can get this up for you. Let's go.